guys, it's Keegan. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to share with you guys all my hacks about moving into college. This is my third college move and I'm going into my junior year. So I feel like I picked up some really good tips to save space while you're moving, to be the most efficient, to make the most sense when you're unpacking. These are all the tips that I've just really accumulated over the past 3 years, and I thought that I would share them with you if you're moving to college, even if you're moving to college next year, if you're just moving anywhere. These are just things that I found to be very helpful. Also, I have 2 giveaways going on right now. I have a gift card giveaway and a school supplies giveaway, so if you want to enter either of those, I will have everything for those down below. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, subscribe, and I'm gonna pull up my notes because that's where I wrote all my tips. If you're an in-state student or you're not flying, I really recommend this trash bag trick for all of your clothes. So basically what you do is you keep your clothes on your hangers. I would recommend going through your clothes first, deciding what you want to bring, what you don't want to bring. Also keep in mind that there's not a ton of storage in college closets, so you won't have a ton of clothes to bring or a ton of room for your clothes. This is like the best method ever. It makes it so easy to move in. So essentially what you do is you take your clothes and then you kind of section them off. Personally, I find that crop tops you can fit more in them, and long shirts and like dresses you can't fit as much. But you take a trash bag, you wrap it up around it, and then you tie it off. What's so great about this is you take it off the hanger. It's hard to do with one hand. You don't need to rehang your clothes because when you take them off the hanger, you lay them flat in your car or wherever you're moving, and then you can just hang them back up onto your new closet, and then you just cut the trash bags off. It's just the best way to move clothes, and I cannot stress this enough that you literally just take the clothes off and then you put them back on. The clothes stay on the hangers stay in place, so it's a really good way. A little tip about do you see them literally like moving? I don't know. One tip about this though is the bigger the trash bags you do this with, the better. The smaller trash bags, you'll have to have a ton of these, which is not fun. So I kind of recommend going to Costco. Stop. Why is it like swinging? Well, I know why it's swinging, but I just don't want it to. Costco, the really big ones are the best, but yeah, this is a really great way to do it. If you're an out-of-state student or you're planning on using suitcases to move all your stuff, I recommend rolling your clothes instead of folding them. Rolling saves a ton of space. Those, they're staying on the hanger, so you don't have to rehang them. If you're moving in a suitcase, you have to rehang them, so you might as well roll them. There's so many videos that will show like the difference of how much you can fit rolling versus folding, and you can just fit so much more rolling. So again, if you're going through a suitcase, recommend rolling. So another way to move your stuff is to use bins or boxes, and I have quite a few tips about these. These are the bins that I use. They're from Costco. They're pretty inexpensive, and I've used them for literally every single year that I've moved. I literally just said that I have quite a few tips about these. I would recommend getting bins over boxes because number one, better for the environment. Number two, it's more cost efficient because you can reuse these. One little tip about them is if you're careful with them, you can actually return I don't know. You can return them after if you don't want to store them, or you can store them under your bed in your dorm. Underneath your bed in your dorm has a ton of storage, so that is a good place to keep them. That's where a lot of people keep these bins, or your parents can bring them home with them. I personally recommend these bins over boxes. I haven't even used boxes, but they're even sturdier. I mean, the one annoying thing about them is they're not perfectly square. Like, as you can see, it kind of like goes out a little bit right there. When it comes to storing everything in here, these are my little recommendations. So as you guys can see, I have my towels and then a blanket over this. I recommend organizing everything by the way you'll put it away. And I know that may not feel like it's the most like room saving, but when you're unpacking, it will save you a ton of time. So in this bin, I just have clothes. I have other bins where I just have bathroom stuff. I just have kitchen stuff. I try to pack as much as I possibly can. As you guys saw, I have some extra room on top here. So I just put towels and blankets because I needed somewhere to put those, and they just fit perfectly. So you can put little things that don't normally go, but I wouldn't recommend doing like half your clothes in one bin and then like your plunger and then like your forks. It just doesn't make sense when you're unpacking. It's really nice to have everything kind of all in one bin. Also, one thing that I recommend, so here's the lid. I really recommend putting lids on them. It makes it easier to stack into store. Some people I notice don't put lids on, and I'm like, what are you doing? I highly recommend labeling every single bin with what's inside of it and then your name if you have roommates and they might have the same bin. My name's Keegan, so Keegan. My handwriting looks really bad, I'm sorry, because I'm like literally holding and the thing is like moving. And then these are my clothes. Oh my gosh. Ooh, my handwriting has never looked worse. I really haven't even written anything in a long time because it's quarantine. Don't judge her. I feel like I should have done different color sticky note, but it really helps if you have other roommates so you don't get your stuff mixed up and you know where everything is, because odds are you're not going to unpack everything at the exact same time. You might start with your clothes, then work on your bathroom, then do this, and it's kind of annoying having to open every single bin to find what you're looking for. Another recommendation that I have is having one bin for stuff that is too big to put a lid on it. I would normally put that in my decor stuff, but that would be stupid because then I wouldn't have a lid on my decor stuff. That is a air fryer. That would normally go in my kitchen stuff. I feel like having one bin with just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that is normally too big for a lid is really convenient, so you can have lids on the rest of your boxes. That might be like duh, but some people don't put lids on their boxes. I think putting lids on your boxes is like a lifesaver because you can stack them. I also recommend getting a dolly. Easier to move stuff when you have one. My next tip is to leave things in their packaging, especially mattress toppers. I cannot stress this enough. I saw so many people who had like open their mattress toppers, open their sheets, open their bedding when they moved in, and I was like, that in my opinion is stupid. For example, this bedding right here that I bought, I'm going to leave this in here, and if I want to wash it, I'm going to wash it after I move in because this is the smallest it will ever be. It has its own carrier, like it literally has a handle. Like how convenient is that? If I were to open it up, it would take up so much room in my bin. I don't know how they make it so small. I don't know how they really shrink it, especially mattress toppers. Those things like expand. Definitely recommend keeping them in their packaging. You could literally put it in its packaging in your bin. Just don't open it up and wash it first. Just wait till you move in because it will take up a ton of space and it will be annoying. My next tip is for your breakable items. So I kind of view cosmetics and stuff like that as breakable items. So I have this ottoman, and every single year that I moved in, I put all my makeup in like lined the top with Q-tips and cotton rounds. But in here I have, see, there's like cosmetics and stuff in there. This is my thing because people are going to help you move in. I'm sure your mom, your dad, brothers, sisters, boyfriends, I don't know, will help you move in. I recommend having somewhere where you know that like your makeup or breakable or expensive items are and carrying it yourself. So I didn't want to put them in a giant bin. First off, I didn't have enough makeup to fill up a giant bin. Second off, I didn't want someone carrying it and breaking it, so this always stayed with me and I always carried it myself just because, girl, makeup's expensive. For me, this was literally perfect having everything in here, and I didn't keep my makeup in here for the school year. Another recommendation when it comes to your personal stuff, I have a suitcase and a backpack that I literally, my room's a mess, can you see from all my stuff? But I have a suitcase and a backpack where I put all my stuff that I either use on a daily basis or is expensive. So I'll put like my laptop, my iPad, my chargers. I'll put like my everyday makeup in there, put things that are important to me. You could do either or both, it doesn't really matter, but I do recommend having like a backpack or a suitcase with just like your everyday stuff that like you like, I will need this tomorrow, I don't want this to get broken. My laptop's expensive, I don't want anyone dropping my laptop. Having that and keeping it with you is really nice and important. Also, I totally forgot to mention this. When you're doing your clothes, I recommend leaving out like your moving outfit. There's a hair on that. That is disgusting. Leave out the outfit that you're moving. If you do this like a few like weeks or days before, I recommend leaving out enough outfits to wear until you move in. I always do it, literally I'm moving in tomorrow, so I always do it the day before I move in and then just leave out my outfit for tomorrow, and then whatever I'm wearing now I'll just like pack in my backpack and then be like, okay, dirty clothes, I'll wash it, put it in the laundry hamper. Speaking of laundry hampers are actually a really great way to move stuff and not have to put it in the bin. Ottoman has storage, just laundry hamper has storage. If you have anything with storage, pack it. If you're already moving it, you might as well fill it up with stuff. There's also certain things that I would recommend waiting to buy until you move in. If you're buying a dresser, I'd recommend waiting. If you're buying a floor lamp, I'd recommend waiting. Things that are really inconvenient to move, I would recommend waiting until you already moved into your dorm. Then go to your local Target, Walmart, whatever. Actually, a tip about that, your local Target in your college town will probably be sold out of everything because everyone's moving in. Probably the closest like 3 Targets will be sold out. So I kind of recommend going to like the 4th closest Target or Walmart or whatever. That is just what I found has had all the stuff, because literally every close Target, IKEA, Walmart, Bed Bath Beyond, like all those stores will be sold out of stuff. Driving a little bit further out to go to one, because it honestly saves more time to just jump and go to the one that's further away than going to the closest one and being like, okay, everything's sold out, then going to the next closest one, everything's sold out. Go out of your way a little bit, go into like a suburban town by your college town. You'll probably have a better chance of finding like hangers or storage things or I don't know, any college stuff. I do recommend waiting to buy stuff, but also be smart about your shopping. Another little life hack when it comes to clothes is to wait to bring your winter clothes until winter months. Like let's say you go back home for fall break or Thanksgiving break. I know I live in Arizona, so it's kind of like it doesn't really get cold there, blah, blah, blah. I know, so maybe you might need like a winter coat a little bit earlier. Your parents can ship it, or if you're planning going home later, you can get it with you. If you're planning on going home at any point, I recommend waiting to bring some of your winter stuff, just because it will take up a ton of storage in your teeny tiny dorm closet and you're not going to be using it for a while because it's still 118 degrees outside. I'm sure it's not 118 degrees for everyone, but for me, it is. I also recommend having a big suitcase, especially if you're out of state. You can put all your clothes in there. You can fit so much stuff in there. And if you're worried about not being able to store it, like I said, your under bed storage will have a ton of space. So I recommend if you're out of state, or even if you're in state, bring your suitcase. Don't worry about it. There's going to be space for it under your bed. Another life hack is to have a list of everything that you want to bring. There's a ton of lists on Google, on Pinterest. It says every single thing that you need to bring. Put it in your phone and check off everything so you won't forget it. Another recommendation that I have is things that you don't use every day, pack it early on. So maybe pack it a week before, a few days before. Don't wait till the very last minute, day before to pack everything. Like for example, I don't use my yoga mat every single day, so I packed my yoga mat. These are unopened, so I don't use those every day, so I packed those early. Things, you know, things like your shampoo and conditioner, makeup, lotion, I don't know, stuff that you use frequently, I recommend packing the night before. Maybe morning of. Morning of is a little stressful, but like the day before is a good day to pack those everyday things, or like right after you use them for the day that you're moving in. Now we have moved on into very last minute tip. My first recommendation, bring water when you move in. Disposable water bottles, or you can bring reusable water bottles. It's going to be hot, you're going to be sweating, you're going to be lifting a lot of boxes. I recommend bringing more water than you think you need, because you'll probably need all of it. And dorms don't come with water. They don't. Like, you can bring your Brita, but it's not going to be cold. Water is an essential. I know that's like very obvious. You do need it. Another thing when you're packing, I would recommend putting cleaning supplies in a very easy to find spot. Like I said, label your boxes. Maybe have a box for like cleaning supplies, or just like at the top. Couple things, dorms are always gross. No one's been in them for a couple months. They say they clean them, but like when I moved into mine, I was like, you definitely did not clean this, or if you did, it was like 6 months ago. Keep in mind, no one's been living in these dorms since like March, because there's been a coronavirus going on. Also, there is freaking coronavirus going on. I think it's best to just like clean everything before you unpack all of your stuff. So having your cleaning supplies in an easy to reach spot will help you instead of having to like dig through all your stuff. My last tip is to bring toilet paper. If you don't live in a communal style bathroom dorm, if you have like a suite style, you have your own bathroom, they don't supply toilet paper. I know a lot of people that forgot to bring toilet paper. If your mom is helping you move and your mom is like mine, her bladder is like small from like having children. I love you, mom. If you're watching this, you're the best, but you do have a small bladder. You gave me the small bladder. You'll probably have to pee at some point moving in, so I just recommend bringing toilet paper. It might be sold out at your local Target because of everyone's moving in. There's also coronavirus. I don't know if people are still buying out paper product. That is a thing. I do recommend bringing that beforehand. Those were all of my packing tips. I hope that it helped you guys in some way, shape, or form. Like, even if one little tip helped, I'm glad. If you guys are not subscribed, definitely go ahead and subscribe. I'm posting my move-in vlog soon, so if you guys want to see me move into my very first apartment, I'm so excited for it. Wish me good luck on my move-in. Good luck to you on your move-in. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!